Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to share with you a story from Chicken Soup for the Soul. And this particular book is My Kind of America, 101 Stories of the True Spirit of Our Country. And the particular story I'm going to share today is called A Gift at the Bank. On my weekly run to the bank, I had just made some deposits and withdrawal funds. As I moved down the counter to organize my paperwork, a woman behind me stepped up to the teller, and I could see that she slid over a withdrawal slip. Then I heard the teller refuse her request for cash, saying her account was overdrawn. The woman let out an anguished cry, and several customers turned to see where it had come from. I looked more closely. She was a small, dark-haired woman, dressed in respectable old clothes. Involuntarily, her hand went to her mouth, and her voice broke. She wailed with a thick accent, "What am I going to do?" The words reverberated through me, triggering a discomforting memory. Before my current well-paying work in the not-too-distant past, I had asked myself the same question. How would I meet the coming month's rent? How would I have enough for food? How soon would the electricity be cut off? Without thinking, I did something I had never done before or since. I reached almost automatically into the cash envelope I had just received, took a step closer to her, and held out a $100 bill. She stared at me, unbelieving. Then she looked suspicious. "Kay?" I smiled and extended the bill closer to her. "Please," I said. She looked at me, her eyes tearing up. Other people in line stared and murmured. A couple shook their heads, unbelieving, and I heard murmurs of "wow" and "wonderful." One man said loudly, "Hey, as long as you're giving it out." A few giggled. Their comments didn't interfere with my focus on the woman. My hand still held out the bill. "Please," I said, "take it." She started to say something, perhaps a refusal at such a miracle, but my insistence changed her mind. She took the money. Her face glowed as if she had seen a saint. Crying, she hugged me and exclaimed, "Madre de Dios, bless you." As she turned and left, still crying, she kept glancing back at me. Some of the other people continued staring at me. I kept my eyes down, wanting to cherish the moment. I can't report that this act, which surprised me as much as it did the woman, that it had any direct or immediate consequences for me, like those we read about. I didn't receive a check for quadruple the amount in the next day's mail, or a surprise gift of an expensive piece of jewelry, or a registered letter of an inheritance from a third cousin. But what I gained was much more important. I carry the image of the woman's face and hear her blessing. We never even exchanged names, but the memory continues to warm me. I never missed the money, but I felt certain it met the woman's immediate, urgent need. My spontaneity, as I reflect now, must have come from a profound empathy, feeling another's complete dismay in a situation that instantly called up similar ones of my own. Now, every time I am tempted to get sucked into the money worry vortex, I remember the experience. The woman in the bank didn't know it, but she gave me a precious lesson. Just as she was provided for, so if ever needed, will I be. My lingering memory of this incident has taught me more. Whatever we are impelled to give, whether it's money, a smile, a hand, a suggestion, or a few minutes of undivided attention, we should. Yes, the receiver gains what is needed, but as givers, we gain incalculably from our spontaneous acts of kindness from the heart. And as I go through this week, I'm hoping that as opportunities arise, that I too will be able to recognize these places. And from Luke 6:38, it says, "Give, and it will be given unto you. a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. And Matthew 10:8b, freely you have received, freely give. And then Matthew 6:33, but seek ye first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all things will be given to you as well. May you go through this week remembering that we have opportunities to give, to be important to someone else. And as we meet those needs, that we are given so much more than we have given them. You'll bow with me in prayer. Father, help us to look for opportunities where we can be a giver, that as we meet the needs of others, that we also gain so much. You have given to us with abundance, and we just thank you for all of that. Go with us as we go through this week. It's in your son's name we pray. Amen.